We're almost there though. Right there. You can see the walking path. The paved path back to the truck. You guys, if you do this trail. What's up everybody? Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, thanks for clicking that thumbnail. And if you're not new here, then thanks for coming back. We are the Ball Family. We are a full-time RV family of 5 traveling the country in our 37-foot travel trailer. In this video, we will be visiting Arches National Park and hiking an amazing but difficult hike named Devil's Garden and seeing some beautiful arches along the way. Arches National Park is located in Utah and is a beautiful landscape made of colors, landforms, and textures unlike any other. Arches National Park is home to over 2,000 natural stone arches. While here in Arches National Park, you'll also see hundreds of soaring pinnacles, massive rock fins, and gigantic balanced rocks. As we said in the beginning, we will be hiking Devil's Garden and we will be hiking this clockwise, so the first arch we see today will be named Pine Tree Arch. Alright, we're in Arches National Park, getting ready to go on our first hike in Arches.
Tired. Outside.
The first arch we will see today is named Pine Tree Arch. Pine Tree Arch is an arch reached by a spur off a Devil's Garden trail and is a massive, beautiful red rock arch made with an irregular opening which is ground level. As you approach Pine Tree Arch, you begin to see the pure size and beauty of the massive fin with the Pine Tree Arch carved out, and yes, there is a pine tree in the middle of the arch. This arch is so cool because you can walk under it, through it, and it also makes a great place to take some amazing pictures. All right, Pine Tree Arch, how cool. Now while visiting Pine Tree Arch, it only makes sense to visit Tonal Arch as well due to them being so close and off of the same spur. Let's head over there and take a look at that arch. Now it's time to head over to see Tonal Arch. This is a huge thick sandstone fin that has a big tunnel-like arch in the middle of it. Now this arch is a beautiful arch and well worth it, but you can't get as close as some of the other arches, although it still makes for a great picture and a sight to be seen. We keep thinking about how incredible it would be to see water flowing out and through some of these arches. After we visit these two arches, we had to remember we just got started and still had more to see and hike, so we returned to the main trail and continued our hike towards Landscape Arch. I'm telling you. They're laughing at me, but I'm telling you, this is where they filmed Ice Age.
Yeah. Hi.
Somebody's not feeling very hikey today. Don't tell her I told you. On the way to Landscape Arch, we encountered some stunning views all around us and also begin to see Landscape Arch in the distance. Is that a whole entire arch?
Yeah.
Dang.
It'll say on the picture you took on the map.
As we get closer, we are again blown away by not only the size of this arch, but also how thin it is in some spots. It says here that on September 1st of 1991, hikers thought they heard thunder from the distant clouds and visitors actually laying under the structure began to hear loud cracking and popping noises from above them. As small pebbles and rock began to fall, they fled as a 60-foot rock slab peeled away from the arch's right side. Now it is corralled off so we cannot get close to it, and for good reasons, am I right? Now our question is, will we return someday to see landscape arch laying on the desert floor like so many of the other arches? Now here's where I have to point out that we haven't even made it halfway on this round trip hike. So this is why we say to do this hike in a clockwise direction, because that is mainly where you will see the arches, and if you can't finish the second half, you really don't miss out on the trail's main attractions. How cool. Yep, this used to be an arch here. You can see where it went from here to here. And then all the rubble is on the ground from when it fell. Wow. On the way to Double O Arch, you will start to gain elevation and also come across a narrow fin that you will have to cross to continue the hike. Look at this. We are going to cross this. If you can do this part, you won't regret it, as it has some breathtaking views up there. As we come to the end of the fin crossing, we can start to see Double O arches and their beauty. There's your double arches. We carry on and we'll go down to the bottom of it. When we arrived to the arches, we decided that this was a great place and time to take a break and get some food and water in us. Unfortunately, we did not record much while doing this, but we did get some cool photos. Here you will find one fin with two arches cut out of it. The top is the larger, coming in with a span of 71 feet, and the smaller bottom arch with only a 21-foot span. After Double O Arch is where we will begin to start the primitive trail. Once you pass Landscape Arch, the trail becomes much more challenging, and that will continue from here. This part of the hike is much more difficult, with it being in direct sun and very little to no shade. This part of Devil's Garden has lots of scrambling, rocky, and rugged hiking surfaces on a less developed trail. This part of the trail is hard in some spots to follow, so you'll have to rely on cairns or other hikers so you don't lose your way. If you don't know what a cairn is already, let's take a look. They are piles of rock in formation to help hikers keep on the path during more secluded and unmarked trails. These are placed in certain locations, so please do not move them or build your own, because we do not want to mismark the trail and get people lost. I would imagine without those it'd be pretty easy to get lost, because there's a lot of trails, a lot of footprints going every which way. This portion of the trail is not recommended when the rock is wet or snowy. Like we said in the beginning, do not do this hike counterclockwise because of the primitive trail's difficulty, and most of the arches, especially the main arches you are here to see, are on the other part of the trail. Trust us when we say if you do not do the primitive portion of this hike, you do not miss much. But that's just our opinion. Look at that. Yeah, you did. You did great. Look, we just came down this. Nice. All right, let's go a little further, eh?
I just say something.
All right. We're almost there, though. Right there. You can see the walking path. The paved path back to the truck. You guys, if you do this trail, definitely go clockwise. So that way, if you're not down for this whole entire, pretty much an 8-mile hike, then you can go down about 3 miles, 4 miles. Then you can see some arches and then turn around and go back. Other than that, if you go counterclockwise, you're gonna be in for a 4-mile hike before you see arches. Tell you what, the second half though, after the arches, the primitive trail, it's tough. It was really fun at first, due to the rocking and going down through canyons and climbing rocks and up and down. That was awesome. But there's probably what, 2 miles of just straight sand, and it's squishy sand. Squishy sand, so it's hard to catch that traction. All in all, my suggestion is to start it clockwise.
I'm gonna grab some.
Let's get out of here. All right, we're done. We've made it back.
I did. Oh my.
Heck
And now
yeah.
I'm dead.
So glad to see this parking lot today. And it's only about noon, 12:30. So yeah, we did real good. Let's listen to some of our thoughts on the hike when we arrive back to the truck. All right, we're back in the truck.
Oh, hallelujah.
Huh?
That was hard.
Oh, what'd you guys think of that one?
Oh boy.
Oh boy, it was
It was really pretty and all, but it hurt your feet, so probably like it.
7 out of 10.
it was an awesome hike. It was just hard. More so hard towards the second half to, you know, the last half to the last quarter was just, it was hard coming back uphill in all loose sand.
Yeah, that was the hardest. And it was
So
so
it's-
hot.
It was tough and it's hot. Bring water, the hats,
Start with that, sweetie.
sunscreen. It's gonna be hot out here. There's no shade.
There's no shade. Start
Little
with this
spots.
too. It's nice and juicy.
Go clockwise in case you can't make it. Then you can stop at the arches and come back.
I got apple and mine on the track too.
Good.
And good right side
That was a tough one. Let's eat. All right, we have left Utah and we have entered Colorado. We are going to stay the night here at this RV park, and we are going to go try to find some hot springs to jump in for a while. Let's go see if we can find some. Okay, we found some hot springs right off the Colorado River here, but we got to watch out because people have their boobs out. While in Colorado, we find and visit some natural hot springs just off the river and stop by for a soak. Also, while we are in Colorado, we managed to climb to the highest elevation we have ever came close to, and also visit the highest elevation center in the national park system, sitting up there at 11,796 feet in the Alpine. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can follow along on our journey. And thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.